Good afternoon, that's Bert Dawson, RM, Duck Mountain, February 4th, 2020. In 6 days, on February 10th, 2020, the Reeve and the council and some senior bylaw officer want to come into my wife's house and my children's house to look and see. I don't know what they want to see, but what they're going to see is that she's established a front business in her commercial residential property, which, by the way, they changed 3 times in April and May of 2019. They changed it from commercial general to residential to commercial general and to other. All in three times in 1 month, they changed the status of this building. And when they did change that status, my daughter and myself reported Arlene Rahalik to Human Resources, and she wrote them back a letter. We have this letter intact. She says that she was mentally unfit to be running as Reeve, and this letter is posted as of after January. She also says in this letter that she's kind of prejudice. I'll share it. We'll share that letter with the bylaw officer or Mr. Andres. We'll gladly share that letter with Mr. Andres of her stating her mental incapacity, that she had to step down as Reeve. And another thing, my children, Karen, Farmer, Thomas, and Winter, and my wife, Jamie, they live in the back half of this CG, well, now they call it Commercial General, that they changed 3 times in 1 year. Her taxes, her property tax bill was registered as residential 1 for 2020. They had it changed 2 times. I say due to prejudice and racist, because of the arguments she's had, or I've had, with Arlene Rahalik and ergo Quincy Logan. My wife has done nothing wrong to not anybody in this town. She's been a really upstanding citizen, never harmed anyone, saved a few people a couple times in fights, took scars across her face, protecting people at Q's Diner. She wants to be left alone. She has a publishing company registered with the Government of Canada. She also has the White's Cotton Candy Cafe registered with the Government of Canada, and she has a GST number, and she has a little bit more renovations to do. Like it's pretty well almost done. She is not living in the front of her building. They've renovated the back, like not renovated, but painted and fixed up. You know, she spent like we bought this place for $45,000. She put a brand new floor in the front. Costed about $4,000. She bought a new pool table for the front, which costed about $2,000. She bought a bunch of new like plates and forks and spoons and bowls, and other essential oilless fryers for the restaurant, was another $2,000-3,000. So my wife has spent close to $15,000 on opening up her restaurant, and the village seems to think that they're going to come in here on February 10th with a warrant. What are their plans to do? Because my children are not going to leave. They're indigenous. They're Aboriginal. They come from the Niska Nation. They have rights along with anybody else that has rights in this town. No one's saying anything about anything else, about anybody. I've made lots of complaints about all the garbage. And no one's ever been gotten back to me. But court costs money. If your town thinks that you got enough money to take my wife to court, if you think you have enough money to pay lawyers and judges, she will win. And if you do take her to court, defamation of her character and of my character, we will sue you for up to $100,000 in provincial court. and that bill goes on the taxpayers. So I think twice about coming in here and trying to uproot my children, because this could go federal Supreme Court, and she could sue you for up to $1 million. Dave, I'm appealing to you. We might not like each other, but reconsider your situation. My wife has a GST number for the front for the newspaper and for when this Snack Shack is reopened. So you guys better back off, because you're looking at a class action lawsuit against the village of Ethelbert. We have letters saying Arlene Rahalik was unstable and not in the right mind to be run in our community. It was in the paper. And it was in the newspaper. And also the property registrar in Dauphin, the status of this building was changed 3 times in 1 year. That's racist. That's prejudice. Across the street, I can see 3 grain bins. 3 grain bins. So, and that's trucks going in and out all day long. Going over the bridge that over 20 tons every night. And they're worrying about 4 little kids that got to walk to school every day. And that's all prejudice. I know this is a long video. But Dave, if you consider yourself a good read, you watch this video and everybody share this video, because this is they're trying to force their way into my wife's home on February 10th, and they're trying to take away her rights as a Canadian citizen, and that's not going to happen. It's going to go to court if they don't back off, and our new reeve, Mr. David Andres, should be able to fix this. Get a hold of her. Tell her not to worry about it, because if we need a lawyer, you need a lawyer. She will win in court. Peace. See you in court, or you guys will drop it. Bye. On Railway Avenue, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 people that live on this on the street. My wife lives on this street. Mitch, the one of the counselors, lives right on the corner. He lives on this street. There's another person at the end that lives on the street, and there's another one at the end of the street, the old hardware store. So there's 4 people living on Railway, but they want to get rid of the native one. That's wrong. That's racist. You're gonna lose. Why is Mitch allowed to live on Railway, and you're trying to say my wife can't when you change it to residential? We will win in court.